Anisha, talking about the road ahead, and especially when we talk about bridging the gap, as far as mental health, addressing mental health is concerned, what is the ask of the private sector from the government, for instance? Insurance is a big aspect. We have now seen some positive movement on that front, for instance. What are the asks from the government and from the private sector at large as well to ensure that we make this accessible, we make this affordable?
So I think one of the defining moments where mental health is concerned was the Mental Health Care Act of 2017, and I think there's a lot within that act. It's in my opinion, you talked about Deepika's sort of interview as being a watershed moment. I think the Mental Health Care Act is also one. So I think there are a lot of sort of asks within that, and I think having that legislation in place is useful, but the implementation of some of those points would be useful. So one of them being insurance coverage for mental health, which is something that we're trying to work on at a policy level. Then the other sort of salient feature was that suicide was decriminalized back in 2017. So I think there are definitely a lot of aspects that can be worked upon from a policy level. But I would say number one that would impact not just our generation, but future generations as well, is to ensure that insurance coverage is actually translates to being provided on the ground.
So the Indian markets have not just grown, they've broken several records in the last 25 years.
India's contribution to incremental global GDP was as low as 0.2% 25 years ago.
Over the last 25 years, CNBC-TV18 has closely followed the remarkable ascent of India's pharmaceutical sector.
There was a time 25 years back that it was all about the FIIs. If FIIs would buy, markets would rally. If FIIs would sell, market would fall.
Earlier, we were net importers of steel.
From IT services to SaaS, from consumer electronics to space tech, from mere programming to AI/ML.
Cars, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, commercial vehicles have significantly become much more expensive than they were 2 decades ago.
Discounting is high there, but their focus is squarely on the 125cc segment.
Now it is contributing 16% of incremental global GDP.
Now we are looking at exporting the steel that's made here in India.
Welcome to the first ever India Business Leader Awards.
Cars, two-wheelers and vehicles generally being manufactured today are much lower on emissions and much higher on safety.
India's technology industry has been at the forefront of cutting-edge innovation over the last 25 years.
It's the retail which is the driving force for the market right now.
Clearly, we have arrived on the global economic stage.
Great way to celebrate our own 25th year with new milestones being achieved on Dalal Street.
21 years of the Nifty from 1,000 to 10,000 today. Sensex and Nifty hit a record high.
The Nifty rallying to a record high.
We invite you to join us as we persist in leading coverage of the pharmaceutical and healthcare domain, documenting India's expanding expertise in medicines.
25 years of excellence and unparalleled growth.
CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.